Welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of Heiner Builds Your Ride. Today we've got this white Prado 150 series. We'll go through the build today and show you all the exciting things we've done. Awesome, so starting at the front here, we've installed the two high gain aerials, the GME high gain aerial for the two-way and the Cel-Fi Go installation. All on these custom, one's on the custom design bracket for the bull bar, and the other we've mounted close to it, leaving a bit of space for the driver's view, and if he wants to put a SAM flag on there later or something else, he's got the driver's side bracket ready to roll. Under the engine bay, we've got our standard twin MIDI fuse holder, a real big one that we go for. Installation here for the DC Hub, which is our power distribution to the rear. We'll get to that and show you all that. We're a big fan of these twin MIDI fuse holders and the actual bracket that we now custom make and sell in the shop. Really simple, bolt straight onto any of the Toyota brackets. Inverted or extroverted, so you can have it forward, upside down, or the other way around. Really good, really practical, saves you making something, ready, bolt straight on, Bob's your uncle. All right, we'll come through and see more of the install in here. Coming in here, we've gone again with the XRS hideaway unit. Big fan of that unit. You barely see any of it. You basically got an aerial on the bull bar or wherever you like to position it. And then you've got your pass-through with the handpiece right there. Perfect for taking out, remove it, chuck it in the glove box, close it up, forgotten about. You only need it when you're going away somewhere or you want to use it, plug it in, go through that. We'll jump around to the other side and we'll have a look at a few of the switches and the installation we've done there. On this side, we've installed the two work light switches, left side and right side. Pretty self-explanatory of which side's which. If you're in the car, you want to turn your left on. If you want to turn your right on, left to left, right to right. We've also got on this side, we've got our Cel-Fi Go, where you can turn that on for signal boost. We've got the Telstra Cel-Fi Go put away in there. And then we've got the dual light bar, spotlight switch there, controlling the spotlights and that. So it's actually a great switch where if you don't have much switch space, if you're starting to fill them all up and you don't have any blanks left, this is a double switch. So it controls two different things on the one switch. This is perfect because both are spotlight controlled, so they're high beam triggered. Really good switch right there. So on all four corners of the vehicle, we've got rock laser lamp lights all around. 2 on the left of the vehicle and 2 on the right. So that gives you a good spread of light when you're obviously parked up on camp. You can turn them on just from the driver's seat. One switch for left side and one switch for right side. Really good for just popping them on if you want to, you know, sit out with the awning at night and enjoy something like the sunset, or, you know, have a cold beer. All right, we'll go into the heart of it, the installation just in here. So this has got a full draw system installed with all the brain of it is, all the power distribution. Behind this panel here, which is a custom installation design, we've got the Klarmann switch panel. We can turn the compressor on from here and the 2000 watt Redarc inverter. Basically just pop a switch, the unit turns on, easy to turn off. We've also got the Manager 30 display screen right here, which will tell you all your charging, all your solar, your vehicle input, or your shore power charging straight through the screen there. Where that unit is kindly mounted is just down here. We've got the Manager 30 down here, and we've also got a BC-DC 1225D also installed in that. The reason we've mounted these down here and not inside a box or compartment is a bit of breathing room, bit of heat distribution, where they're in a hideaway location. They're not really going to get hit or damaged, and they just get a bit of air through them, where if they're in a closed box, we put some ventilation installed. Behind this display face here, with the 4 screws that just come out, we have the brain of it, the Egon DC Hub, where all the distribution comes through to here. From the start battery, from the lithium system, we've got the Manager 30 connected through there, and the 1225D, Redarc, BCDC, all connected through here, all nice, all easily fused, and all easy to get to. So if something goes wrong, you can easily just go to one point, fix it, figure out what's not working, and go from there. We've also got these reading lights. They're pretty cool for seeing at night. So this is a good charging spot location. We've got the power board right here, ready to rock and roll, connected to the inverter. So really you don't have to get into there to do anything. It's all going to be out here on your charging station. Got a little light, which is the Heller reading lights. It's got a red function, and it has a white function as well. Really good for if you want, you know, getting too many mozzies or anything like any flies around you. You can turn that on at night and that won't annoy you. All right, we'll have a look in here and see what else we've got. So we lift this false floor out, and then we have a drawer system. So bear with me to open it all up for you. We have our lithium battery mounted in there with all of our fuse and distribution. Our Cel-Fi Go hidden away as well. Something else you don't need to get to. So the things that you don't need to access regularly or get to, and the shunt is mounted in there as well. On top of that is our Redarc 2000 watt inverter, all mounted including there. That's why we've run the power board out, so that you don't need to get to it, you don't need to plug it in, you even don't need to switch it on and off. You do it all from the Klarmann switch panel here. Really simple and easy. So this basically is a dull void space that you don't need to access quite often. So we make it in a way that if anything's in there, basically set and forget. If you want to turn the Cel-Fi Go on, there's a switch at the front, basically turn it on, that's all you have to do. Pretty simple. All right, we'll continue on to the back. We've got, on this outlet here, we have the a 50 amp Anderson outlet here off the lithium system, and we also have the solar input charger there. So you can plug a solar blanket in through there and charge up your system through solar. Also, if the customer ever wants to go solar on the roof at a later stage, we've already run all the cabling up there, ready to rock and roll. So 90% of it's done, just mounting the panel and then the wiring to a junction box on the roof. We also have the ARB Twin Compressor mounted in behind this panel here. Again, another unit that you don't have to get to. The outlet's right here and the button's right here. So plug your hose reel in if you want to pump the tyres up and go away like that. We've actually designed a bracket to mount it behind this panel, and also the tank underneath, because in these models, these are VX or a Prado, the top of the range Prado, the luxury ones, have a subwoofer installed in that panel as well. So it makes it very tight to fit the tank behind this panel with the compressor as well. So you can't see much behind it, but we can have a look underneath and we can see the bracket that we've designed, soon to be in tradition for selling in the shop. That's more of a laydown. There's nothing really in there. That's just so you look in there, you've just literally got that's just a storage area. There's no real electrics in there. So that's more if you want to store things, food, anything you want to stick in there, you've got an extra section for that to store. All right, we'll have a look in the rear now and see what else we've got installed in this girl. Also with this, we've got the table installed on the rear doors of this one with a national lunar light. So this is a great preparation area if you want to make up some food or something like that. You can drop down this table. And you've got a stainless table here, ready to rock and roll. You've got some areas here for storage of any utensils or anything you want to store in there, cooking devices. And you've got a light here, which obviously changes as well to an orange light, which is really good for night time to get those pesky pests away if you're cooking or preparing food or something like that. On top of this, in the cooking area, we've got the Travel Buddy. Tested and proven, we really like this Travel Buddy. We've mounted that up the top there for easy access. Pop some pies in there, really good unit. Set it, ready to rock and roll when you get to camp. Your food's cooked or heated up and ready to rock and roll. We've got the fridge slide here as well. So the customer supplied the fridge, but the really good one about this is actually when it folds out, it's got a cooking table and it also drop down slide for the fridge, all incorporated in one. So you can literally access the fridge in here, bit of cooking area. This does obviously fold out as well. A lot more storage and design space for preparing things or, you know, cooking up some food or doing whatever you'd like to while you're away. With the fridge that is installed here, we've put obviously the cabling, designed that in there in a way that it obviously retracts when the fridge goes back in. It's like a retractable slide, just so the cable doesn't get pinched or caught or anything like that. And this all folds straight back up, really easy. Once that goes in, slides straight in and locks all together. As I said before, the twin piston compressor is mounted, the units behind here. And if we look, have a quick look underneath here, we've mounted the tank up here. It's protected, it's below the fuel tank, and there's actually a bracket we've started designing for that unit to hide it away in those models where you can't fit it behind the panel and you just want a bit more storage space. Up there it's protected, it's lower than the fuel tank, so you won't have any real problems of hitting anything like that. So it's a really good design if you can't fit it behind that panel. All right, we should start having a look at the pop-up tent and the installation we've done there. We've run up here a 12-core cable through the door jar, which is fully sealed outside the car, so stops anything going in there. And then to a junction box where all the power distribution is there. From that, we've just dispersed all of the rock lights, the laser lamps to the box, and also power to the awning where the customer has another national lunar light inside there. So when they open up the awning, they've got a national lunar light ready to rock and roll in there. On top of that, there's obviously tent power inside where there's a light and an accessory charger as well inside the tent. With that junction box, as I said earlier, we've allowed enough cabling up there for solar at any other stage. So if the customer did want to put some panels on the roof, it's ready to rock and roll into the junction box. All the cables run to the Egon. Most of the job's already done. It's just mounting the panel, running the wires to that. The other really good advantage of having a junction box somewhere on the roof is if something does go wrong, one of these lights does decide to die itself out, you can actually just pull it out, cop the cable, change it out with a junction box, and it's an easy change out. Rather than ripping the whole wiring out, You've literally just got to have it to the junction box. All the distribution is from a junction box. Awesome stuff. Well, hopefully that concludes the build on this Prado today. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and hopefully see you shortly in the next one. One last thing to do is give it the seal of approval and know that it's ready to drive anywhere. Thank you for watching.